Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, girls and boys and girls, welcome back to our channel. We're going to get it in today. Yeah, you know what day it is. Yes, it ends with yay. So we're going to get this in. Inspirational Minutes with David. And guess what? Here's the deal. If you have not hit the subscribe button, hit it right now. Hit the subscribe button. Hit it right now. And the bell notifications. So you know when we're on. Because when we are on, guess what? It's on. It's on. Yeah, when we're on, it's on. Drop a bomb on that. Start out with a bomb. We're going to start this thing out with a bomb today, this evening, this morning, whatever time it is you're looking at Inspirational Minutes with David. Know that it's on. Know that it's on. Today's talk. Let me get my notes. Today's talk. Today's talk is entitled No Privacy, No Property. The world in 2030, according to the WEF. What is the WEF? Let's get it in. It's the World Economic Forum, WEF. It was founded 50 years ago. It has gained more and more prominence over the decades and become one of the leading platforms of futuristic thinking and planning. Now, as a meeting place of the global elite, the WEF brings together the leaders in business and politics along with a few selected intellectuals. Let's continue. The main thrust of the forum is global freaking control. Free markets and individual choice do not stand as the top values, but state intervention and collectivisms. Individual liberty and private property are to disappear from this planet by 2030, according to the projections and scenarios coming from the WEF. Let me repeat this. Individual liberty and private property are to disappear from this planet by 2030, according to the WEF. The scenarios and projections and plans that they have planned for you, for us. There are 8 predictions. 8 predictions. Liberty or individual liberty is at risk yet again. What may lie ahead was projected in November 2016 when WEF published 8 predictions for the world in 2030. According to the WEF's scenario, the world will become quite a different place from now because how people work and live will undergo profound change. The scenario for the world in 2030 is more than just a forecast. It's a prediction. It's something that they say will become reality. It's a plan whose implementation has accelerated drastically. It has accelerated drastically since the announcement of a pandemic and the consequent lockdowns. Oh, you haven't seen nothing yet. According to the projection of the WEF's Global Future Councils, private property and privacy will be abolished during the next decade. The common exploitation will go further and further than even the communist demand to abolish the property of production goods, but leave space for private possessions. The WEF projection says that consumer goods, they too, will no longer have private property. Now, if WEF projection will come true, people will have to rent and borrow their necessities from the state. You gotta get your goods, you gotta get your cosmetics, you gotta get your necessities to live in the world. You got to rent. You have to rent and borrow from the state, who will be the sole owner, proprietor of all the goods. Sound like George Orwell, don't it? It sounds like 1984, doesn't it? Read the book. It's real. You see, the supply of goods will be rationed and aligned with social credit point system. They doing it right now in Japan or China. They have a social credit system. It's already been implemented over there across seas in China. Or is it Japan's one of them? Look it up. I may be wrong. But they have already started. So what they do, we gonna do. The link, it started over there first, then it came over here a couple months later. And then before you know it, this has become your God. Shopping in the traditional sense, we just go and have our privy to go in any stores and do what we want to do. But shopping in the traditional sense will disappear along with private purchase of goods, of all goods. Every personal move will be tracked electronically. Every personal move will be tracked electronically. You see, they put it on us. They put it on us. They put it on us before they put it in us. It's tracking us right now. It's tracking us right freaking now. It's tracking us. The smartphones, the smart watches, they keep algorithms on you and know you better than you. So now they're going to just take it to a little further because we already used to it. We're used to being tracked. We're used to it obliviously, not knowing, unbeknownst to us, a lot of us who sleep. So it'll be tracked electronically. Our production will be subject to requirements of clean energy. That's why they talk about clean energy. Green earth, clean energy, and sustainable environment. In order to attain sustainable agriculture, the food supply will be mainly vegetarian. In the new totalitarian state, the service communities or the service economy, the government will provide the basic accommodation for food and transport, while the rest must be lent out from the state. The use of natural resources will be brought down to its own bare minimum. In cooperation with a few key countries, a global agency will set the price of CO2 emissions at an extremely high level to incentivize its use. In a promotional video, the World Economic Forum summarizes the 8 predictions in the following statements. 8 of them. You ready? Let's go. People, the first one, right off the jump, it says people will own nothing will you own. Goods are either free of charge or must be lent of rent from the state. The United States will no longer be the leading superpower anymore, but a handful of countries will dominate. Organs will not be transplanted, but printed. 3D print shops, 3D. Organs will not be transplanted, but printed. I had to repeat that for those in the back who are afraid to hear it. Meat consumption would be minimized. Massive displacement of people would take place with billions of refugees. To limit the emission of carbon dioxide, a global price will be set at an exorbitant, outrageous level. People can prepare to go to Mars and start a journey to find alien life. Western values will be tested to a breaking point. Beyond privacy and property, in publication of the World Economic Forum, the Danish eco-activist Ida Auken, A-U-K-E-N, look her up, Ida, A-D-A, Auken, A-U-K-E-N, who has served as her country's first Minister of Environment from 2011 to 2014, is still a member of the Danish Parliament. The Folketing, F-O-L-K-E-T-I-N-G, look it up, has elaborated a scenario of world without privacy or property. Welcome, people. Welcome. Welcome to 2030. She envisions a world where I own nothing. I have no privacy. And life has never been better. By 2030, so she says, her scenario, shopping and owning have become obsolete because everything that once was a product is now a service. Oh, for those in the back, by 2030, she says, her scenario, shopping and owning have become obsolete because everything that once was a product is now a service. You don't hear me. We're going to learn today. Get it right today. In this idyllic new world of hers, people have free access to transportation, accommodation, food, all the things we need in our daily lives, people. As these things will become free of charge, it ended up not making sense for us to own too much. They don't make sense anymore. To own too much, they don't make sense. There will be no private ownership in homes, nor will anyone pay rent because someone else is using our free space whenever we do not need it. So they can just come to your house. You're not going to own it. They just come to your house. You know, a person's living room, for example, will be used for business meetings from anybody and everyone when one is absent from the house or from the space. Concerns like lifestyle diseases, climate change, and refugee crisis, environmental degradation, completely congested cities, water pollution, air pollution, social unrest, and unemployment will be things of the past. The author predicts that the people will be happy to enjoy such a good life that's so much better than the path we were on, because when it became so clear we could not continue with the same model of growth, we were growing too much. Some people have to be eliminated. Some people have to be eliminated. Ecological Paradise. In her 2019 contribution to the annual meeting of the Global Future Councils of the World Economic Forum, Ida Alkan foretells how the world may look in the future. If we win, she says, if we win the war on climate change, the world will look different. By 2030, when CO2 emissions will be greatly reduced, people will live in a world where meat on the dinner plate will be a rare sight. Only on the holidays will you see meat on the plate. You won't rarely see it. It'd be a rare sight, she predicts. While water and air will be much cleaner than today. Because of the shift from buying goods to using services, the need to have money will vanish. Because people will spend less on goods, and work time will shrink and leisure time will grow. Whoa. For the future, Alkan envisions a city where electric cars have substituted conventional combustion gas-using vehicles. That's why they push it, the electric vehicles now. Wake up, people! Most of the roads and parking spaces will have become green parks and walking zones for pedestrians. By 2030, agriculture will offer mainly plant-based alternatives to the food supply instead of meat and dairy products. Oh, that has to go. The use of land to produce animal feed will greatly diminish, and nature will be spreading across the globe once again. Fabricating social consent. Here we go. How can people be brought to accept such a system? How can that even happen, David? How can people be bought to get the buy-in to accept this system? You see, loves, debate to entice the masses of the assurance of comprehensive health care and a guaranteed basic income. Everybody making the same. Sound like socialism to me. The promoters of the Great Reset promise a world without diseases due to a biotechnologically produced organs and individualized genetics-based medical treatments. A drastically increased life expectancy and even immortality are said to be possible. Artificial intelligence, AI, will eradicate death and eliminate disease and immorality. The race is among the biotechnical countries and companies to find the key to eternal life. Along the promise of turning any ordinary person to a godlike Superman. Huh? To a godlike Superman. The promise of universal basic income is highly attractive, particularly to those who will no longer find a job in the new digital currency, the new digital economy. Oh, they're doing it little by little right now. Open your eyes. Obtaining a basic income without having to go through the treadmill, the hamster on the treadmill, just going over and over and round again. That's gonna be eliminated, people. And the disgrace of applying for social assistance is used as bait to get the support of the poor. Poor always get done bad. To make it economically viable, the guarantee of a basic income will require the leveling of wage differences. You're going to make it all, you're not going to have this one. We got to bring this up, bring it down and down and down and keep it flatline where everybody's making the same. The technical procedures of money transfer from state to state will be used to promote the cashless society. With digitization of all monetary transactions, each individual purchase will be registered. They're going to even know how you spend your money. They're going to know it. They're doing it now with these little cash apps. And yeah, they starting it out now. Slowly. Getting you used to it right now. As a consequence, the government authorities will have unrestricted access to supervise in detail how individual persons, how people spend their money, because the elites will be running, the governments will be running and controlling everything. A universal basic income and a cashless society will provide the condition to impose a social credit system and deliver the mechanism to sanction undesirable behavior and identify the superfluous and the unwanted. Ooh. Now, who will be the rulers? You ask? Who will be the rulers of this new world order? Well, the WEF is silent. They close mouth. They know about the question of who will rule the new world. There's no reason to expect that the new power holders will be nice or benevolent to you. You know, nice games up in here. We're about control. Yet even if the top decision makers of the new world government were not mean, but just technocrats, what reason would an administrative technocracy have to go on with the undesirables? They got to go. The poor, the undesirables got to go. You got to go. Eliminate it. Everybody won't be invited to the barbecue. What sense does it make for a technocratic elite to turn to the common man and to a superman? Why share the benefits of artificial intelligence with the masses and not keep the wealth for the chosen few? Question mark, people. Question mark. Now, being swayed by the utopian promises, a sober assessment of the plan must come to the conclusion in this new world. There will be no place for the average person. You can't be an average Joe Blow. You can't be just average Jan. You can't be average anymore. Because you will be a superman, a superwoman, part of AI, a transhuman. There will no longer be a place for average people. The average Joe Blows and Jans. And that will have to be put away along with the unemployable. They're going to get rid of them. The feeble-minded and the ill-bred. Behind the preaching of the progressive gospel of social justice by the promoters of the Great Reset, the establishment of a new world order lurks the sinister project of eugenics, which a technique is now called genetic engineering. And as a movement is named transhumanism, a term coined by Julian Huxley, Huxley, Julian, Julian, look it up. The first director of the UNESCO. The promoters of the project kept silent, and they're going to keep silent about who will be the rulers of this new world. The despotarian, and the collectivist nature of these projections and plans is the result of the rejection of the free capitalism. Establishing a better world through a dictatorship is a contradiction in terms, people. Not less more than economic prosperity is the answer to the current problems. No, that's not the answer, they say, to the current problems. Therefore, we need more free markets and less state planning. Is it beginning to make sense? Is it beginning to stir into your brain the things that you're hearing right now? You see, people, ladies and gentlemen, the world is getting greener. And the fall in the growth rate of the world population is already underway. These trends are a natural consequence of wealth creation through free markets. In conclusion, the World Economic Forum has its related institutions in a combination with a handful of governments and a few high-tech companies who want to lead the world to a new era without property or privacy. Values like individualism, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are at stake. It's at stake to be repudiated, rejected in the favor of collectivism and the imposition of the common good. That is defined by the self-proclaimed title of technocrats. What is sold to the public as the promise of equality and ideological sustainability is in fact a brutal assault on human dignity and liberty. Instead of using new technologies to make the world better, instead of using the new technologies as an instrument of betterment for mankind, humanity, the Great Reset seeks to use the technological possibilities as a tool of enslavement. In this new world order, the state is the single owner of everything. In this new world order, the state is the single owner of everything. May I say again? Everything. It is left to our imagination, people, to figure out who will program the algorithms that manage the distribution of the goods and services. You made it this far again in our video. I'm going to say it again. I think I said it in the beginning. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notifications. I won't bug you too much. I'm just trying to give you this information as I get the information, to share it with you because I love you. I want you to evolve like I'm in baby steps. I'm beginning to walk now. And I'm trying to breed more free thinkers, critical thinking people into the family. I got this from my boy Codizi on social media. I asked him, could I read this to you guys? He said yes. So I'm going to put you up on game. You see, being able to reprogram your thoughts is crucial. You can use the law of duality as a crutch or as a clutch. We know every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Just find a wavelength that's the opposite of the emotion / attitude that you're resonating. Well, of course, it's easier said than done. And half of the time, you already got your damn mind made up what you're going to do about the situation. And be honest, that's the right way on the real. As much as you can make up a scenario in your head in a negative manner, you can also make a scenario in your head that's a positive outlook or a positive manner. You can do so in a positive way. The issue is that people don't have enough data on happy experiences in their lives or well-tuned out scenarios. There are common hardships we all go through. Some of us just accept it like it's just normal. It becomes normalcy to them. Getting just a tad, a smidgen, a tad bit deeper. It's all about probability, right? Probability, right? It's all about that, right? You believe an outcome will turn out the way you based on upon a current set of data which you have in your mind, which is your previous experiences pertaining to the matter. So, if you all face is average things having worked out well for you, you probably feel more pessimistic and negative about the situation. But if you interject data that is outside your normal perspective, then you see some different results in the law of attraction. This is where you put yourself in other people's shoes. This is where they get that, put yourself in other people's shoes who have done it before. Put yourself in other people's shoes. This is where that come in handy. Because when you put yourself in other people's shoes, You observe and see how people are doing what you would like to do, right? Or overcome then, and you can adapt a brand new mindset. The problem is, when people see other people doing better than them, they might have a little hate. The hate start. You start hating on them, being jealous and hating, and end up missing the message. You feel me? You have to put yourself in other people's shoes to see how they do it. Don't hate. Learn, evolve. You see, because only when you look through a different frequency, you'll be able to see the key you may have been missing. I said all that to say, because yeah, it's you. It's probably that outcomes may turn out a certain way. It's on you. But there's people who are doing it. So what's the difference? And you'll find an emotional attitude that really drives a person. Of course, people. Of course. Given that both of you are hard working towards the matter, you can't aspire to have great things and work stressful towards it. You have to apply renunciating the attitude or putting the energy out with great attitude, great energy and attitude and frequency towards it. Because when you remember that we are infinite consciousness, we're energy, infinite, the key word, expressing ourselves as humans. You see, when we look up at nighttime at the universe is looking back down at the universe. And you find it's profitable for you and your energy. It's the opposite emotion that you're putting out in the first place. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notifications. I love me because I love you. And if you love you in return, you'll love me. I need you to smile. I need you to be evolving. Pursue happiness. Plan a brilliant future. Believe in everyday miracles. Seek advice often. Do what you think is right. Live out loud. Live out loud. Don't give up on yourself. And be bold, people. Be bold. My name is David. I'm the fly. Optician. Until next time. Subscribe to the channel first. Hit the bell notification. And know that I love you. Until next time. Peace.